it's like a shift in the way manga is being written.
It got certain anime I dealt with, it got certain side characters that I think are better than the main character.
You don't need to do that to tell a compelling story.
Casual otaku.
Didn't Sony have a game conference like yesterday?
Yeah, they had a whole showcase, the PlayStation, a Sony showcase, some shit like that. No, I seen clips from certain games that they promoting though. Oh, that's coming out for the PlayStation.
They had that Wolverine shit.
Yeah, I seen that little teaser, which I mean, it's a teaser, so you can't really know. You don't really know what it's gonna be or what the actual gameplay gonna look like and graphics and shit. But it's a Wolverine game, so that's just by itself is something to be hyped about.
What's with all these teasers, man?
I don't know. I guess that's the way we going after COVID and shit. This is what they doing on.
I mean, teasers always been a thing, but it feels like they just been more of a tease.
Yeah.
During the pandemic.
That's like the Spider-Man 2 when they put out. You seen that one?
Ooh.
They showed
a little bit. I seen that a little bit.
Peter Parker Spider-Man, and they showed Miles Morales Spider-Man, and then in the shadows you seen Venom, and then like the teaser went off. So in Spider-Man 2, they gonna have Venom.
Are you excited for that?
I mean, I don't have a PlayStation, so I ain't gonna be able to play it, but it looked dope.
You can acquire one though.
I mean, I probably could. I had a PlayStation 4, but I ain't got a 5.
Is that like a? Yeah, I'm finna say, are those games like for the next generation consoles, or
they probably gonna put them out on both? I mean, a lot of the Xbox games coming out for both consoles, so I'm guessing Sony doing the same thing with PlayStation.
All right.
It only makes sense to. It's not like the consoles that, far advanced. I've been out long enough to where it's just you can move on from the past generation consoles. But speaking of games and shit and generations, you see people was fucking mad because they bringing GTA 5 online to the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. Like, they updating the graphics to put it on there. So people are like, wait a minute, this shit came out on the 360. Then y'all brought this shit to the one, you know what I'm saying, the next generation. And now y'all bringing it to a whole nother, like, Jesus. That you just can't get rid of Grand Theft Auto 5.
That shit is hilarious. As long as that shit is a cash cow, why? That's what I keep thinking. Y'all complaining about not getting a Grand Theft Auto 6 announcement, but
y'all keep supporting Grand Theft Auto 5. Y'all keep buying everything they put out.
I'm saying, unless they see a dip in the profits and people really like come together and stop supporting that bitch, why would they? I'm sure Grand Theft Auto 6 is still being worked on in some capacity.
Yeah, they probably making the shit and everything, but
writing the story.
Yeah. That's
another thing I want to ask you. Do people care about story modes in games anymore, or is it just all multiplayer?
I think you got different people. Like me personally, when I for instance, we're Red Dead Redemption 2. I really cared about the story. I didn't really care about the online. I cared the most about the story. Grand Theft Auto 5, when it first came out, I cared about the story. I'm the type of person that care about the story. Like certain games I will play specifically only for the story. But then they got other games that I would play that's strictly multiplayer based because I just want to play multiplayer on that game, So it depends for me. When it comes to Grand Theft Auto or Rockstar games in general, yeah, I care about the story.
The Grand Theft Auto games always felt like somewhat of a middle ground. I know people are divisive about the Last of Us 2 story.
Yes, they were.
Do people care about the COD stories though?
Like Call of Duty? Some people do.
Yeah.
I think some people do. Like I cared about the Black Ops stories. Like when Black Ops 1 and 2 and shit like that, I care about the story. Not so much in 3. Which one didn't have a story? Was it 4? I think Black Ops 4 didn't even have a story.
You tell me.
I think it was 4.
I'm only asking because I'm not really into the gaming culture like that. I only just watch people play games like that.
Call of Duty is also a game that it won't ever die. Like people say other games might come out and say it's going to be a Call of Duty killer. No other game going to be able to kill Call of Duty, bro. Like, to be honest, because too many people for Call of Duty, it's too much of the game that's like, you could come in, you could be some average person, just come in, play Call of Duty, and feel good about playing it or whatever. So that shit never gonna die. It's too casual to die.
Oh, so it's like 2K.
Kinda. Like it's just an entry level game that everybody can play. You just pick it up and play it and be okay. Yeah, you got people that play shitty, but it's casual. So nothing ever kill it. Like the Battlefield games won't ever kill Call of Duty.
Is that what people were saying?
Yeah, but that's just a fact. Like And I think honestly, yeah, they both first person shooters, but I don't think that they the same. I don't think that Battlefield and Call of Duty are the same. Like you got stuff in Battlefield that you can't do in Call of Duty, but you got things in Call of Duty that you can't do in Battlefield. Like Battlefield don't got a like a battle royale mode and shit like that. So I think it got its own player base. Some people play both games, but you got people who gonna be diehard Call of Duty fans and play every Call of Duty that come out every year.
Do you think the gaming industry is not really innovating? In like these recent years?
I feel like it depends on the studio, the gaming studio. Like they might change things and innovate and make people do more, or make the studio have to do more and add more shit to their game. But it always seemed like the smaller studios sometimes might come out with a game that's different than everything else, and that kind of make it stand out on its own. Like,
so what's the last game that you've seen that's like, oh, this shit kind of different?
Like, for instance, a game like God of War. The God of Wars, when the first couple God of Wars came out, they were all like basically the same gameplay, same mechanics, all that. But then they took a step, like took time off, redid the whole game, the combat and all that shit, re-innovated the whole game, and now it came back out, and everybody loved it, including me because I played it and everything too. So I think it depends on the studio, and it just depends on after time, the fan base is gonna kind of be wanting something different. Assassin's Creed did the same thing. For the longest, all Assassin's Creed like played the same, and then they added the ship mechanics and ship naval fights and stuff, and it was kinda in there a little bit in Assassin's Creed 3, but then they added more into it in Black Flag because it was a whole pirate thing. So that kind of became popular. That's made Ubisoft want to make Skull and Bones. Even though Skull and Bones never came out, it keep getting pushed back. But I think it depends on the studio and the fan base that make companies have to change and reboot a series or innovate.
Sounds like the movie industry. Yeah, that's what we need right now. Another Matrix movie.
Man, I'm a Matrix fan, so when I seen it, I was like, okay, I'm digging this.
You excited?
But my thing is, I don't want them to be. Okay, I know you got to cater to the fans and have things then to be like, okay, it's a callback to the original movies and stuff. But I just don't want them to basically have the original trilogy, like be the main emphasis for this movie. I want them to kind of change some stuff up a little bit.
So don't do what Star Wars did with the most recent trilogy.
Yeah.
And be like super fan service.
Exactly. Don't do that. Like, yeah, of course you gotta, in the first couple minutes or whatever hour of the movie, first 30 minutes or whatever the movie, you gotta kind of, people who never seen the original trilogy for the Matrix, you gotta kind of walk them through the whole story behind the Matrix and what this is. But you gotta also have points in the movie for people who've already seen it to kind of keep them interested in and be like, oh, this is just some same shit that happened in one of the other three movies, Because from what I seen, is the guy that's playing Candyman and the dude that played Dr. Manhattan in Watchmen, the black dude, he's the new Morpheus. Because it's like, why do we need a young Morpheus? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just shit like that I feel like we don't need. We can just keep the story going along in the future. Like, with newer characters.
You sound like an old head right now, dude.
Nah, just like newer characters. I don't want to see the same old shit. That same thing with any movie or any, like, I don't want to see the same old things. I feel the same way with the old Disney fucking movies. Like, why do we need to remake movies when we can just get new shit?
It's fair. I mean, we talking about Disney. Look at Pixar.
Yeah, but then what's the movie like this company Illumination? You know what I'm saying? Like, they make animated movies, but it's newer shit. It's stuff that we like to Sing. You know what I'm saying? That's totally different. Mm-hmm. And I actually like Sing. They got a second one coming out, but I really like Sing. And I feel like that was different. I just don't like seeing the same old shit. That's like if they came out with a fucking, well, who did what? Was it Pixar that did WALL-E?
They did. Yeah, WALL-E.
Like if they came out and rebooted WALL-E. Like, we don't need that. The old WALL-E is perfectly fine the way where it said what it is. Leave it alone.
Did they reboot WALL-E?
I don't think so. But I'm just using that as an example. Like,
Oh yeah, so you're saying if they did,
Yeah, we don't need.
they'd be kind of forcing that shit.
Yeah, we don't need that. I didn't think they needed to redo the Lion King or any of the old
Facts.
Aladdin. Like we didn't need that.
Will Smith as the genie. I don't care how much you like it. It's unnecessary.
Yeah, it didn't need to happen. I didn't think that they needed to have a Coming to America too. Like, why?
Ooh, I heard a lot of things about that.
We didn't need that. We really didn't need it. I understand it's like a classic, but we didn't need to have a sequel.
Speaking of shit that just shouldn't be touched, you know, this is an anime podcast, by the way, and I know I like saying that every week because we go off on a tangent.
Yeah.
We talking about remaking stuff. They they doing the live action Avatar remake again. Netflix, I think, is producing that one.
I did see that. I seen that.
The casting, that got announced recently, as in like a month ago.
I didn't see the cast though. I didn't see that.
And people are pointing out like they're getting a little bit more. They're more accurate this time around than what M. Night Shyamalan was doing.
Okay, that's good.
Having actual the ethnicity of the characters that they're inspired by in the original series.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, it's accurate in that sense, but still it's a live action adaptation of a classic series.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm kind of like, why do we need this? It's like there's a lot of they have a lot of comics.
Mm-hmm.
Written by the people that created The Last Airbender. I don't really know if it's going to be adapting that or if they're just going to do a redux of shit that we already seen before.
Right.
If it's the latter, then why the fuck do we need that?
Exactly.
What's the need to remake it if we already got something that's already good on its own? Not already good. That's already amazing on its own.
Exactly. Like my fear is like, because don't they have not the Avatar we're talking about, but Avatar, the movie with Nelson on the planet and shit like that.
James Cameron.
Yeah. They come out with a sequel for that too, right?
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that it's better or at least equal to the first one. Because the first one was amazing in my opinion.
I think Avatar is overhated in my opinion.
Yeah. I actually really like it. I just hope that the second one is not terrible.
I don't know. I definitely am hoping for as good as many years of production as it's been in at this point, and I wouldn't say they set the bar like high as a bitch.
Yeah,
but they definitely got a lot to live up to for the amount of hype that they themselves are putting on.
Yeah, so it's like,
but I feel like a lot of people are gonna come in with a lot of people already think Avatar is fucking trash. So if y'all think that, I don't know how y'all gonna feel going into the second.
It's probably gonna be like there won't be any like in between. There won't be no middle ground. It's either you gonna go into it and really love it, or you gonna hate it. Yeah. Like it's not gonna be an in between for most people.
I'm going into it with an open mind.
Me too. I feel like that's what you had to go into it really with the first one. Like just go into it and kind of just try to enjoy the movie. Don't go into it thinking that like trying to nitpick and shit like that. Which you shouldn't do that for any movie. But
that's another thing too. You look at anything that people that the general consensus considers great. There's always going to be that vocal minority of people saying, "It's not that good.
Yeah,
shit is trash."
And then you got to kind of take that into consideration with like some people do that specifically just to troll, like just to be that, just to be the people that be like, nah, like you got to go against what majority of people say. You got to go against the grain. So some people, it's just got people out there that's just how they do. They wait to see what the majority of people say and be like, I'm gonna go against that shit.
Just be contrarian for the sake of it.
Exactly.
They got me thinking about One Piece, but I kind of get it though. I kind of get it with a lot of older anime because they're in comparison to a lot of the newer shit. The older anime are what's the phrase I'm looking for? They're slow burning in comparison.
What you mean?
Like One Piece, for example. I can see how somebody can view like 24 episodes of One Piece and thinking, yeah, I just got off of Jujutsu Kaisen and that shit was lit.
Exactly. You gotta like prime example for that is like situation with me and my wife, right? Like we get into it and she automatically fuck with Jujutsu Kaisen, like you said, automatically fuck with it off the rip. And
straight to the point.
Exactly. But then Demon Slayer, the first episode, at first it started kind of slow, but then later you see some shit happening and the shit popping off, So you go into that and then she watching that shit and fucking with it. But then I turn on One Piece, especially the early One Piece, and she's like, hell no. What is this? Because for one, the art style, of course, it's not gonna be up to par with shit that's coming out now. But it takes a while for it to kind of start looking better. And I feel like you got to just kind of go into it and be thinking like, okay, like you said, the old school anime, the stories and the beginning is kind of a little bit more slower pace compared to what's coming out in modern times.
Yeah, think about this. Like, I'm reading the Bleach manga right now. It took them like 70-ish chapters just to get to the Soul Society.
Yes.
And the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen is like around 60 chapters.
Yeah, it's
like,
crazy.
It's like a shift in the way manga is being written.
Right.
I think a lot more people are realizing that, hey, we don't need hundreds of chapters and kind of dragging out the world building here.
Yeah.
We can condense our storytelling into this considerably small amount of chapters, still get a good story off, still get people to connect with the characters.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what JJK and Chainsaw Man are.
Right.
Because like Chainsaw Man is as good as a bitch and it's only 90 chapters, but if I was comparing it to some older shit, which I don't even think that's fair, I would say Chainsaw Man is more entertaining.
Yeah.
But that's because just the landscape of storytelling in that medium is mad different than what it was 20 fucking years ago.
Yeah. It's like just what I'm about to get into is like times and shit has just changed. So it's like for the most part, the way the entertainment industry is now, it's like you have to kind of get into grabbing people's attention sooner rather than later. Because a lot of people, the way that they are, just how entertainment is today, people are not going to give a fuck if it's not pulling them in within like the first couple minutes, you know?
Think about like the endings to the first chapters of Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. They all, except for the Bleach one, they all don't really grab you like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the Bleach one, I gotta see because that nigga becomes a Soul Reaper by the end of the first chapter.
Yeah.
With something like Jujutsu Kaisen, for example, they just went ahead and did some other shit.
They show you like some shit like right at the beginning. Don't he wake up tied up right at like the first couple seconds of the episode? Like,
yep.
So it kind of like
end of that chapter.
Exactly. It kinda,
that nigga ate the finger.
Exactly. So it's like
that's a hook.
Yeah, compared to older shit, that shit is fast as hell. Like,
and think about the Demon Slayer one. I'm not saying Demon Slayer is better than all the other series, but I'm just saying at the end of the first chapter of Demon Slayer, you see his entire family get slaughtered.
Exactly.
And his sister is a demon.
Yep. Right off the bat.
That's straight to the point.
Right off the bat. Like, there's no in between. There's no long time. Like you said, for world building or trying to establish who the main character is and side character, shit like that. No. We're getting right to it right off the bat.
And don't get me wrong, I appreciate the more slow burn world building and storytelling of 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But nowadays, like, more people are hip to the fact that you don't need to do that to tell a compelling story.
Right. Yeah. I don't like when it comes to One Piece. I don't think I really paid attention to how the pacing kind of was until like later into me watching One Piece.
Me too.
I didn't really.
It wasn't until Dressrosa I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Like I did.
Wait a fucking minute.
I wouldn't really even. I don't know if it's just because I enjoyed it and I wasn't really paying attention to that, so it didn't bother me. But I can see how somebody from like younger, I guess, could go into One Piece after watching something like Jujutsu Kaisen first, and it being like, nah, this shit too slow for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
because a lot of these newer anime, they're a little bit more snappier.
Yep.
These older adaptations, they just. Yeah, it's like you said, bro. They're just so slow.
Yeah.
They're not unwatchable. Don't get me wrong, but they're just.
You gotta kind of.
That's another thing too. I don't want a redux. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want these to get remade at all.
Nah. Especially something like One Piece, you gotta leave that exactly how it is. You can't mess with that.
You see, they're doing they're reanimating some of the older scenes, like to commemorate the 1000th episode coming up.
Didn't they do that for wild. They did that for the Sky Pill arc, didn't they? Like they reanimated some of the scenes in the Sky Pill arc.
Oh yeah.
Which I was gonna talk about that. I think about just how much, like how powerful Inaru was, but Luffy was just the perfect character for him to go up against. Like he couldn't do nothing with him, but his powers was really fucking dope. That shit was crazy.
Yeah, I think I heard somewhere like he's actually one of the most powerful devil fruit users.
Yes.
In that verse.
It just so happened that Luffy decided to come up there and that was a wrap for him. Shit was crazy.
That nigga Naru is horny.
Is he dead?
No, he's not dead.
I want to think of if we're gonna bring him back.
Bring him back? I don't think so.
Damn. Cause was he a pirate?
No, he was just Sky peeing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
How they had a devil fruit on the Sky Island? I don't know.
Yeah, that was a dope ass devil fruit.
Yeah, that nigga hit the jackpot.
Damn, man.
The face. You know what I'm talking about.
Man. So
when he realized that his power didn't work on Luffy.
Yeah. He hit him with like a 1,000,000 volt shit or whatever, like bolt or whatever.
And that's crazy because he was fucking over everybody in that arc.
Everybody. Nobody could fuck with him. Like at all.
That was the point in One Piece that I was like, I don't think we're gonna win this one. And then, cause I think when he first made his proper move as a villain, that's when he fucked over Usopp and Sanji, right? On the boat. That's when I was like, well,
it's a wrap.
We're fucked.
Wrap it up.
I like how they ended the arc though.
With the you talking about when he hit him through the bell or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was more of a metaphorical win.
Yeah. I remember there was a point where I wasn't fucking with I was thinking to myself, I could never watch this shit. At one point. Like I never watched One Piece.
And they looked at the arc.
Exactly, because at first I was like, what kind of main character his power is he could stretch his limbs? Like, ew. I thought that shit. I used to think that shit was so lame.
Ew.
I used to think that shit was so lame.
Oda made that shit lit.
Yeah, that's like
so many power ups.
Exactly, and it can still even get to the point to where he can because don't they got a what is called?
What
when you got a parameter?
Evolve.
Yeah, you can evolve your devil. Yeah, you can evolve your devil fruit power.
That's another thing I like about this series. It's been going on for 20 years. Luffy is still not one of the most powerful people in terms of strength. I'll say in terms of strength.
Yeah.
All right, we got to wrap this up in 5 minutes. We got 6 topics to run through.
All right. Says it with no confidence whatsoever. It's not about to happen in 5 minutes.
Was your retort not confident?
Shit, no. 5 minutes? Fuck no. We go in depth a lot in each topic.
Fuck.
We cannot do it in 5 minutes.
Okay. Fuck.
Lord.
Okay. Shoutouts. Heath Ledger.
That's the first shout out? Whoa. Whoa.
The first shout out I want to give to is Jake Savage.
All right. Jake Savage.
He commented under, what was it, episode 5, I believe? A New Hope.
Yep. Episode 5.
He commented, I got a question for the next episode. Who's the best main character in anime? And why is it Luffy? Question mark.
So who is the best?
Sorry.
Who is the best character in anime?
Is clearly the best main character. Fuck. Oh
shit.
It's fuck. I should have my joke answer ready. Damn it.
Man. You ain't gonna say Foxy?
Yeah. No, because that's what I wanted to say at first. I was like, fuck, he's not a main character.
Gotta be a main character.
Yeah. I can't really think of a lot of... Okay, here's what I really want to get into. As much as I want to answer this question, Luffy is one of my favorite main characters, though.
Yeah, he might one of mine, too.
I can't speak on who's the best main character in anime ever, because one, I am. You may be hearing this for the first time, and this might catch you by surprise. I am a casual otaku. I haven't seen, I've seen a fair amount of anime, but I haven't seen like anime across the board. That's why I kind of like want to duck conversations like this in general because I haven't seen like that much anime.
Right.
I don't think I'm a person who could speak on, what's the best anime character of all time, what's the best anime of all time, all that shit, because what are the parameters? Yeah. What are the parameters for a best main character of all time? Like a lot of people like to throw around Luffy. A lot of people like to say Aaron, Guts, Bobo. Like, I can't.
Like I think my problem would be is since I don't really watch like slice of life anime or like sports anime, then that kind of stops me from feeling like can I even speak on this, because certain anime I don't even watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what are we picking from anime in general? Or are we speaking about just from like Shonen and shit like that?
Exactly. That's why I say if you were to nail this down to just Shonen, then we can have a conversation. Like it's going back to what I was saying. Like, what are the qualifications? Like, is it the amount of hardships that you go through? Is it just the best written? Is it the execution of the mangaka themselves? Like, I don't really know.
Yeah, because Like, are we talking about? We got to stay on the topic of main character too, right? Because it got certain anime I dealt with, it got certain side characters that I think are better than the main character. Like in terms of just being a overall character that you know, and other people might have different varying opinions on what makes a good character a good character. Like, is it just strength? Are we talking about strength? Are we talking about character building? Are we talking about, you know, like what determines what makes a good character or a good main character a good main character? So people are gonna have different opinions on that.
And even if we came together and said, these are the qualifications, this is the checklist that the best main character needs to meet, I don't even think as a community we could still come together and say this character is the best main character in anime of all time.
Right.
People are still going to be divisive about it.
Right.
Kind of like how nobody can agree who is the best rapper of all time.
Yeah, because you got so many
Lil
different
Wayne.
opinions on what.
No, it's Pac.
Or what you think is good of being a good rapper. Like, this style, you might only gel with this style, so you might think, oh, since this rapper raps in this style, raps about this, then, you know, this is a good rapper. Say if we going off of just of all what we would think a good main character would be, then I guess we still could pick who we think a good main character is, but it's strictly opinion based on our opinions on what we think our favorite main character is, and what we watch it right now. I think we both agreed that Luffy is one of our favorite main characters.
Yeah.
To say it's specifically just one person, one main character, I think that'd be too hard to narrow down to just one. Because I think it got multiple characters as main characters. That's like, I fuck with that one too. You know.
That's why I can't really speak on what's the best anime of all time, because it's too many anime out here, too many subgenres, and I can't really say.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of anime that does one thing better than the other thing. Like, what makes a greatest of all time though? Like, if you think about Attack on Titan, it's got the story, it's got the great characters, it's got the action.
Yep.
I would say One Piece has the same thing.
Yeah.
I like the One Piece story better than the Attack on Titan story though.
Yeah. What about the world building? In my opinion, I don't know if any other anime really captures as big as the world of One Piece is and be able to keep and maintain all of the elements of it like One Piece does. Because Attack on Titan does a pretty good job at world building. Of course, it's in bits and pieces and you don't really find out shit until where it's at now in the anime. But I don't think no other anime really world builds like One Piece does.
Yeah, Attack on Titan world building is actually fire because the mangaka purposely set a creative limitation on it and they still got so much out of it.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know, man.
One Piece world building kind of like dwarves, especially in Shonen, a lot of.
That's the thing for me, because it's like when you first start off watching One Piece, they tell you, okay, you got the different seas, you got the East Blue, the West Blue, you know what I'm saying? Like they tell you all these different things, they tell you the Grand Line and shit. But then when you get to the Grand Line, then they show you it got a whole nother side that you got to keep up with, all these different islands, and then you got the different factions and all the different political elements and all the stuff that you got to kind of keep up with and break down. But the way that they break it down to you is easy to manage and keep up with. And then it's like certain elements they don't forget about. Like you get reminded kind of in either the middle of an arc or at the end of an arc and the start of another one. They kind of always update everything and keep you in tune of what's going on all over the world. I don't think no other anime really compared to that.
I would say the shonen that kind of comes the closest, maybe Hunter x Hunter, but I still feel like the world kind of in the anime kind of leaves a lot to be desired, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah.
Still heat though.
I remember when I first started getting into anime, like watching Naruto, it used to bother me because I'd be like, so what the rest of the world doing while these ninja noobs over here doing this ninja shit? Like, because I used to always think that when I think of the world, I used to always think of it in terms of the world that we live in and not the world that they live in. So I used to think, okay, yeah, you got these different nations and shit, but what about the rest of the world? Is the rest of the world doing ninja shit too? Or is it just over here in their area that they doing ninja shit? But the area that they was doing ninja shit in is their world. It's everything.
Yeah.
And I didn't peep that shit at first. But then because I used to always think it was funny that these niggas ran everywhere. Like from village to village they ran. They didn't like take a train or fly. They ran there.
I think it's kind of cool. The mixing of aesthetics in Naruto.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that it looks kind of like they have technology from a certain age, but they kind of living like they in the 1800s.
Right. Yeah.
The fact that y'all living like how y'all live and y'all got fucking TVs and shit.
Right. Because it's like I think with certain shit is unique. But One Piece is just unique itself. But like they got these boats and shit.
Yeah.
But then you get people. Well, like the Straw Hats, they fucking boat got a fucking rocket boost on the back. They got submarines, like Law got a fucking submarine. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's I don't know. Then they talk through fucking snails. Like, they technology is just weird. They got scientists and shit that develop technology, but only certain countries and shit got access to it. They got fucking cyborgs. Like,
oh yeah,
that shit just I don't know. One Piece is just unique in what it is.
It got to a certain point. I was like, this can't be. I can't consider this too absurd because you've already shown me some other wild shit. Like y'all are talking through snails.
Yeah,
and y'all have like TV projections.
Exactly.
Through snails, like
certain shit that is like I don't know why. It's just one small thing. I wouldn't say it bothers me, but it's something I just notice every time I watch it. Is when somebody has a gun, and it's clearly like an old musket style gun, but they never have to reload. Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't give a fuck. I see what you're saying, and I see why it bothers you. I don't give a fuck though.
They never reload that bitch. They just keep shooting.
It's they got the unlimited ammo unlocked.
That bitch don't got a magazine or nothing. That bitch is infinite.
Jesus Christ. Why don't they have guns in Naruto? I've always thought about that.
I don't know.
Like y'all got TVs but no guns? The timeline doesn't add up.
Yeah.
I get it in Naruto, like what I was saying, the mixing of aesthetics.
They did. They created a big ass cannon in Naruto the Last.
Oh yeah.
That big ass cannon they was about to shoot at Naruto them on the moon.
Who manufactured the TVs?
I don't know what company it was. I don't know. I don't know if it was a certain village that was behind that shit.
Well, you gotta watch Boruto to find out.
Is it old boy Daddy? His people? Dude with the laptop?
Denki.
yeah, Denki.
Oh man.
Was it his people?
Analyze the situation.
Pull out the laptop.
That's niggas pulling out laptops in the middle of a mission. That's how I knew I wasn't built for Naruto no more, dude. As soon as I saw that scene, analyze the situation, unfolds laptop. Yeah, I'm an old nigga.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is for me. Fuck, that's a whole episode in itself.
Right.
Why I'm not exactly the biggest fan of Boruto.
Do we have
y'all niggas sleep. Once it gets to that arc, y'all gonna be no, nigga. It's too late.
Yeah.
Is it too late for Boruto?
I'm trying not to say nothing crazy. That's why I ain't saying shit about it.
I'm joking around, but it's like you either they trying to make it seem like you on one side of the fence or the other. Either you really fuck with that bitch or you really just have a seething hatred for it. I'm somewhere in the middle. I like the shit that they're doing in the manga, but the anime is just so fucking. Oh my god.
I haven't watched Boruto. Man, I don't know how long it's been since I watched Boruto. Like I skipped so much shit and just went straight to when Naruto and Sasuke was fighting. What his name is?
Oh, you talking about the most recent?
Yeah.
There's actually some good stuff before that though. Stuff from the manga.
Like I seen shit when they was fighting the dude with the fishing pole shit or whatever, like the hook shit or whatever. Like I was watching some of that shit.
Shit was so.
Like I don't know. I'll just skip it in between and just watching certain shit because I don't know.
Listen, man.
Because I think I seen one thing that got me thinking because it's like I remember when Boruto first came out and everybody was trying to figure out who the fuck the dude was that Boruto was fighting and shit, and if he killed Naruto, then they got me thinking. After I seen when Jigen, that's the nigga name. When after Naruto and Sasuke fought Jigen, then it made me think Jigen just want body, right? So is that just Jigen inside his body fighting Boruto?
Who knows?
And that's why he was like, I'm gonna send you to the same place I sent the 7th Hokage
into early retirement.
Yeah, he really didn't kill him. He just sealed him. But
I'll have to watch 200 episodes of Boruto to find out.
I'll be down.
Damn, you not fucking with it?
It's not that I'm not fucking with it. It's just it's too hard for me not to compare it to Naruto. And I don't like doing that for shows, but it's hard for me not to do it with that.
Given how linked it is.
Yeah, I just be like, okay, I don't really care what the fuck Boruto doing right now. What's going on with Naruto? What's Sasuke doing?
Yeah, Boruto is just Boruto. I don't know how to.
Yeah. Do we have any other shout outs?
Yeah, one more. It's from Instagram, from Schaefer. I don't have a specific comment that he said, but he reached out in the DM and he asked me how I felt about. What did he ask me how I felt about? It was like a couple weeks ago. He asked me how I felt about the series on Weekly Shonen Jump right now, Blue Box. It's a sports romance series, and
this is your area of expertise.
Yeah, it was nice. Somebody reaching out to talk about some manga shit.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Schaefer, for reaching out. I said go read Sakamoto Days. That shit is hard.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to recommend you something on Weekly Shonen Jump, bro. Who knows? It might be the next big thing.
It could be. Be.
You gotta watch Tokyo Revengers.
I know, bro. I know. I keep procrastinating and shit. Shit keep coming up, but I'm gonna watch it.
You still ain't seen the first episode?
Nope. Still ain't
seen it. I can tell, like, once you watch that bitch, we definitely gonna have some good conversations about it.
See, now when you say shit like that, it make me feel like, okay, I need to watch that shit immediately when you say shit like that.
No, I'm just saying, that comment alone doesn't dictate the quality of it. But I'm saying, like, there's definitely a discussion about the main character, and I feel like we might be divisive on it. Or we might be on the same page. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be a good discussion when you do get to talking about it.
Okay. I'm gonna get around to watching it, bro.
Gotta talk about it for the next episode, man.
All right. I'm gonna get around to watching it.
So piggybacking off, the initial shout out that we did from Jake Savage about why Luffy is the best main character of all time.
Okay.
You brought up something. Did you bring this up before we even started recording?
Yeah.
I
did.
It was about Midoriya.
Mm-hmm.
Get your shit off. Say what you gotta say.
So I seen a video where a guy was talking about why Midoriya isn't a good main character, and some of the points that he said made me be like, he kind of right on this, because even when we talked about My Hero, we both said that you got other characters who could be the main character in.
Yes, that's what I said.
It's like either Lemillion or Todoroki could be a main character in My Hero, and I was thinking, like, certain things that Midoriya does, I do not like. Like what? I don't like that he cried damn near every episode.
Man,
I'm not a fan.
He doesn't do that shit no more. I would say he doesn't cry at all, but it's not OD. Like, it's not like Midoriya crying. It was like a gag for like the first 2 or 3 seasons, and then as shit progressively got more and more serious, like that shit then kind of subsided.
Yeah, but I don't know, bro. It's just like, I feel like the main reason why I like Midoriya is, it's kind of, okay, he coming from his background is he never had a quirk. He always wanted to be a hero, but he didn't have a quirk. Then All Might gave him his quirk. So it's like, do I like him for his character? I do like him just because of the fact that he got a dope ass quirk, and his mystery behind the quirk and how it works and stuff like that. And how you have multiple quirks within this one, and it just evolves and gets stronger when it get passed on. So it's like, do I like him as a character, or do I just like his quirk? I feel like it's just that I like his quirk.
Interesting.
And when it comes to other characters like Todoroki, I like his quirk and I like his character. Like his backstory, the tragedy and all that kind of shit. Like I like all that. This Miro, his quirk, and how he don't have a quirk no more, but he's still a likable character. I like that. So it's like, it has other characters in the series that could be a main character, and then I had the problem with me not knowing whether I like Midoriya or do I just like the quirk that he has. So I don't know. I don't know if Midoriya is a good main character or not.
Midoriya is definitely a good main character. I think he kind of sets a different precedent for, what a main character can be. I think one of the factors that I really like about Midoriya, in terms of how he's written, is that he is very insecure. Even still, like 5 seasons in, he's still an insecure character. Like, you think about how the development for Midoriya is kind of crazy, because I seen like editing like a few weeks ago when I seen a screenshot of him from the first episode, I think Jesus Christ, you are not the same character. Like, you were a bitch back in the day.
Yeah, he definitely he has grown, and he has gotten more confident in his abilities and what he can do. He do got pretty good decision making in the moment of fighting.
Yeah, he's a really good main character, and I think going back to the element of him being insecure, I don't see that a lot with other main characters. Someone that can actually doubt themselves. The fact that he still thinks, at least 4 seasons in from like the previous season, that when he was trying to like pass his one for all off to Mirio when he lost his quirk, I still thought that was interesting in him. The fact that he still feels like he's not worthy of the quirk, even though he worked so hard in that first season. Mm-hmm. And all this time developing this shit, he's still willing to pass it off to Mirio. A lot of people interpret it as like some pity shit. Yeah. Like, you really trying to give that shit away after, All Might gave it to you.
Which I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of in that crowd because I was kind of feeling that way. Like, now this man,
I kind of see why he did that. Though.
He picked you. Like, All Might picked you. Why would you be? He picked you for a reason. Like, you should go into it thinking, okay, yeah, you insecure. You probably been insecure your whole life as a young kid and shit like that. But
yeah, and that's not some shit that's just gonna break away.
But still,
after a year of school,
when you, as somebody who you consider your idol, you looked up to your whole life, he picked you. So he picked you for a reason. You shouldn't want to just
but Mirio was the first choice though.
You shouldn't want to give away that shit automatically. He was the first choice because he didn't know who the fuck Midoriya was. He didn't even know he existed.
Yeah.
And when he found Midoriya,
it kind of feels like All Might kind of gave it away on a whim. I could see how Midoriya felt that way after, they had that whole talk at the beginning. It was the beginning of season 4, right? That they had that talk where All Might was like, Night Eye said that he was going to die. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a great scene.
Yeah.
Either way, I still see why Midoriya felt that way, though.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that thinks that's realistic to me? A main character that can question themselves?
Yeah,
and not just this unwavering, unthinking, like, oh, everything's so positive
Todoroki the same
everything
way.
hits rock fucking bottom.
Todoroki is the same way. Todoroki not super confident. He's not super confident in his abilities either. He still be like, okay, I still need to get better. I'm still not where I need to be. I'm still not strong. Like, I still have a lot of work to do.
I fuck with him as a character, but he's kind of like an archetype until the plot needs him to have that much character to him. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean. But I feel like maybe they do that. They have to do that with Todoroki character on purpose because he's not the main character.
Yeah, I feel you. I see that.
Yeah, but I don't know, man.
I still fuck with Midoriya though. I think he's one of the better main characters of this new generation of Shonen.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I hate Midoriya. That I'm a Midoriya hater. Or
you saying you fuck with his quirk more than him as a character.
I say I question myself on that when I'm thinking about the character itself. Is do I fuck with the character or do I just fuck with the quirk that the character has? If this quirk was given to another character, it would still be an interesting character because they had that quirk, because the quirk is so fucking interesting. It's not so much as the character itself. So it's like, is it more of the quirk or is it the character? I think, like I said, I don't hate Midoriya. I don't dislike him as a character. It's just that I feel like maybe there's 2 other characters in the show that could possibly be a better main character. Maybe it's because with certain things I can't align myself with when it comes to the I don't know, the insecurities like that. I was never that insecure as a person. So
yeah,
maybe that's why. I don't know. But like I said, I don't hate Midoriya. It's just I question myself on whether I like what I like more about him. Is it his character or is it his quirk? And I don't think that that's good to be thinking about when you're thinking about the main character in the show. Because with other shit in other animes, it's like, okay, with Luffy, I like Luffy in general. It don't matter his quirk. I mean, not his quirk. His devil fruit or his personality. I fuck with it all. I just fuck with Luffy in general. So
I think Luffy is an anomaly, though. I don't.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that somebody couldn't find something to dislike about Luffy. I'm pretty sure people got shit that they don't like about Luffy, but I don't know.
You think Asta is a better character than Luffy and then Midoriya?
That is a hard question.
I'll tell you right now.
I think I like Asta more. I think I like Asta more, bro.
Asta is not a better written character than Luffy. Why I keep saying Luffy? Than Midoriya. Asta is not a better written character than Midoriya. I'm not gonna argue about who do you like as a character more, but
has Asta? Let me see. Has he gotten more like development than Midoriya?
Fuck no.
So that might be the problem then.
Asta really just comes off to me like a cookie cutter shonen main character. Like we had a
we did
Asta,
talk about this
Midoriya debate a little bit
because no, it would. I don't think it was just them. We was talking about out of the newer anime like shonen who is the like.
Oh yeah, who was the guy?
Yeah, because we brought up.
I said Midoriya. Midoriya is the guy.
Yeah, we said Midoriya, Asta, and what's the dude from Demon Slayer?
Tanjiro.
Yeah, Tanjiro. We was talking about them three. Like who's the better guy from those three anime?
I don't put Tanjiro in that conversation though.
Yeah, I like Tanjiro.
Tanjiro is great, but he too safe to me.
Yeah.
Like the only development that he really needs to have is to get stronger. Like personality wise, he's great. Mm-hmm. He probably like the most mature out of his circle.
But in terms of him being strong, it's like super realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like he like Midoriya, he didn't get a quirk. Asta, he didn't get this grimoire that just happened to have a devil in it. You know what I'm saying? And with him, it was just strict training. And Tanjiro got the ability to just kind of, when it's time to get serious and kill some shit, he do what he got to do. Yeah. He regret, like he gets sad because he got to do it, you know, depending on the demon, but he knows, shit, I got to do this. This is what I have to do to save.
I like that about his character too.
I do. I like that shit.
The fact that he's probably the only one in that world that feels remorse.
Yeah.
Or is it remorse? Is that the feeling?
It's I wouldn't say remorse, but it's like he just feels sadness for them. Like not all demons are like chose to be this way. Some of them it just happened, and it's the life they have to live because they're a demon.
So Tanjiro himself is somewhat of an anomaly in his own world.
Yeah,
because I don't even think his friends even feel like that towards demons.
Shit, no. He the only one. That's like in the Mugen Train movie, we was talking about when a girl went to his fucking consciousness and seeing how fucking calm it was, and that his like consciousness was helping her get to like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just how kind of a person he is, genuinely.
And that mentality of his towards demons kind of makes sense because his sister is a demon, and she's not batshit crazy.
Exactly. Yeah.
So obviously he's gonna have a little bit of understanding when it comes to. He's still gonna wreck shit. He's still demon, but
he gonna do what he gotta do. That's what I say I like about him. Like, yeah, he's gonna have this sadness towards him after he kills him, but he know, okay, I gotta turn that sad shit off and do what I gotta do right now, or I'm gonna die. You know. So I
like when they just show Tanjiro just not giving a fuck no more. Like what was the name of the dude from episode? It was from the forest.
From the forest.
That was trying to take his sister.
The spider dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. I know what you're talking about. I forgot his name, but I know what scene you talking about and shit.
Yeah, that Tanjiro just stopped giving a fuck. Fuck your backstory.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fight you with this broken sword.
Has Midoriya had a moment like that?
At a moment like what?
Like, fuck all this being nice shit. I gotta take you out. Like, not kill you, but I gotta fucking stop you right here.
Chisaki.
Oh, yeah, he kind of did turn up right there.
I don't really think Midoriya is like that, though. The only person he gave even a shred of sympathy to was Gentle Criminal. He's not really looking at any other villain interactions he run into like, oh, what's this person's backstory? Nah, he's just doing what he got to do. Chisaki was the one where he just turned the fuck. I was like, fuck you. Because they had that running like literally at the beginning of season 4.
Yeah, when
he started working with Nadai.
And it was by the alleyway or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So because they both like kind of knew, okay, this nigga definitely kidnapping this girl or some shit, like he holding against her will. Because did she run to them?
Yeah, and she grabbed onto him and didn't want to leave. That was such a fucked up situation. It was like, fuck, we gonna fuck up the sting operation.
Right.
It's too hot right now.
Right.
I can't. That really is a fucked up situation to be in as a hero.
It is.
Sending a girl back to her abuser because you got to take down the whole organization.
Because in that scene, I kind of put myself in their shoes. It's like, what would you do in that situation? Do you have to make her go back for the greater goal of the whole operation? or do you act in that moment to save her right then and there? To say this, this one person instead of taking down the whole operation.
All I say is it's a good thing that Mirio was there to be a professional and hold it down, because I think Midoriya was gonna pop the fuck off.
He was gonna act. He was gonna act on it right then and there.
And the fact that I don't really think they had an ID on what his quirk was, so Midoriya would have gotten folded easily.
Yep, they had no idea. I don't think.
Jesus Christ,
that shit crazy. But yeah, that was just it started off with just a little spiel on Midoriya.
Yeah, I fuck with Midoriya.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's good enough for the episode.
Short and sweet.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you cut out a lot of it. This is probably going to be one of our shorter episodes.
Yeah. I don't think that's too bad.
Yeah, we got to record some other shit.
Okay.
Do the outro. Or you want to go on a small... We always go on these small spiels, like, at the end of every episode. I don't know what the fuck.
What was the last one? What was we talking about on the last one?
We were talking about steamers and schlabberknockers.
Lord.
Oh, yeah, I put up a poll. Was the last episode a steamer or a schlabberknocker?
What one?
I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, my God. I think on one of the TikTok you put up, I think one person commented and said, "Well, I guess we're going with Slobberknocker."
Jesus Christ,
Lord.
So what do you think? What do you think of this episode? Was it a steamer or a Slobberknocker?
I mean, I already told you what I thought a steamer meant, so I don't know if I want to call it a steamer or not.
All right, a heaping pile of shit.
That's what I think with the lid, like steam shit coming off of it. That's what I think of when I think of
why
I think
you
of
add
steam.
visuals to it? Somebody might be eating, listening to this right now, son.
I'm sorry, but I gotta let you know what was going through my fucking mind when I hear steamer. It's exactly what I picture: a heaping pile of shit with steam coming off of it.
Why you gotta be so visceral with it?
That's
though?
what I think. Do you remember the first Jurassic Park movie when they seen the fucking dinosaur
I never watched
sick?
it.
They seen the dinosaur sick, so she ran over there and stuck her whole hand in like dinosaur shit. Like her whole arm, like elbow deep in that shit.
That's what you think a steamer is?
That's what I think a steamer is. A pile of shit. A pile of dinosaur
Jesus.
shit. That's what I think it is.
Oh, man. All right, so this was Casual Otaku episode 6. We knocked out a real slobber knocker on this one. Is that what we did?
Yeah, it's a slobber knocker.
Fuck it, man. We apologize for our absence. I guess from our perspective, it's the most recent Monday that we didn't drop, and this one should be dropping next Monday.
Yeah.
Well, I guess now, if you're listening to it, be on the lookout if you're listening right now for some additional bonus content. Subscribe to the YouTube. We got some more shit dropping on there. Follow us on Instagram so you can get updates for when we either have to delay an episode or there's going to be a change of schedule or something like that, because I don't think we got to a lot of people after I made that post.
Do we have... No, I ain't even going to ask that question.
What was the question?
I was going to say, do we have similar following from the TikTok to the Instagram?
No.
Because it's like, okay, like to reach the amount of people who fuck with us will be the best avenues to reach the people who fuck with us. Is it
to reach them?
Is it like, would it be better to... Do we have to post on everything if something like this happens again, so we have to skip an episode or something? Do we have to post on everything that we post on?
I would like to, but that's what kind of tripped me out about the situation, because a lot more people are active listeners to us, like consistently coming back, than that follow us on social media. That's what
I feel like I see, like I don't know if I can, I don't know, that's just the feeling I get. Like, yeah, we get, good engagement on like TikTok and shit like that. But I feel like certain people who listen consistently don't always engage on social media. Yeah.
So yeah, that was episode 6. You got anything else to say?
Sorry for missing a week. But should be back to our regular schedule programming from now on.
And that is it. Goodbye.
Until next time.
And click.